Hi, I'm Michael Greco, Head of Security for Asia Pacific, Juniper Networks.
Hi, I'm John Brand, Vice President, Principal Analyst in the CIO Group for Forrester Research. So BYOD is inevitable. From the research that we did of 205 organisations that responded to a survey, none said that BYOD was something they weren't going to implement. Now, it might not be enterprise-wide at this point. It might be facilitating certain users, certain types of users. The executive for most organisations is where it is prompted from. People bringing in their devices because they're used to the way those devices operate and they like the experience that they get on those devices. That's often where it starts. But you need to go beyond just that initial stage of BYOD at some point. And so what we recommend is that organisations look at this a little bit more holistically and look for more simplified administration and management capabilities in their security solutions. And to look at the security as being device agnostic, that it's not about the platform that's on the device, the operating system, the environment that's on the device, that it really needs to go beyond that, become truly device agnostic and look at this from an end-to-end perspective.
One of the threats that we see with the new phenomena is devices connecting to the network that perhaps don't have the same level of software protection that some of the traditional corporate-owned devices have had. And while CIOs want to enable these devices, they also need to take appropriate measures to protect their network from the threats that could occur from these devices. So being able to check these devices real time, being able to identify the current status of these devices before they get connected to the corporate network is going to be vital, if not critical, to ensuring security across the network.
So when we look at organisations, they often feel very fearful about a change in any technology environment, in fact, change in almost anything. But often some of these new technologies, properly implemented, can actually enhance security and make the environment more secure because you've got more information about what's going on in the environment. You've got greater ability to monitor the environment, to be able to look for emerging threats, to be able to respond very quickly. In fact, one of the things that I often say to customers is it's not the strongest fortress that survives, it's the one that's able to respond most quickly to changing threats. So the research that we did found that respondents to the survey found that cost and complexity was a reasonably significant issue for BYOD. And the cost that they incurred was around 1% of the IT budget overall, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you look at it in the context of the rest of the IT budget and where that's being spent, 1% is a significant amount. So that cost and complexity for BYOD is what we're really concerned about. The fact that you are layering more and more technology above more and more technology in order to get that solution and not really solving some of the underlying challenges.
So on the surface, the 1% doesn't seem to be significant, but as we've discussed with customers and talked about this, and we start to think about their total IT budget, it might only be that 15% of that is spent on infrastructure. And when you think about 1% out of that 15% being spent on BYOD, that's a significant component and one that IT is currently struggling with.
Well, I think there's three things that organisations can do. Do nothing, do something, or do the right thing. And the right thing's never easy to do. But at some point, the right thing becomes an enabler. And if we look at the organisations who've embarked on BYOD programs so far, the ones who have done it with less complexity, with greater efficiency, with greater productivity benefits for their employees, they've taken a very integrated approach to BYOD. They've looked at it beyond just the device and thought about the environment that those employees are working with, the total experience that those employees are bringing into the organisation and the organisation that they're taking with them on those devices outside the traditional boundaries of the building that they used to work in. So that doing the right thing is about re-evaluating the infrastructure that you've got today and making sure that it does efficiently support the requirements of those users.
enterprises will continue to look for more comprehensive, more capable solutions and won't be relying on adjunct or bespoke MDM type solutions. Rather, they're going to want to see an MDM capability thread throughout their whole infrastructure. Not just a separate MDM solution, but MDM capabilities in switching, MDM capabilities and BYOD capabilities within routing, BYOD capabilities, device capabilities within firewalls. And until this solution comes to light, enterprises will continue to struggle with complexity and being able to manage that. And this is where Juniper is focusing much of their attention.